We are hopefully live. I hope it is. Is that Sandra that's come on? I'm hoping. Hi, Sandra. I'm just trying to shut down so that move everything out of the road. Hi, Emma. Sandra. Got Sandra and Emma. I've got more people on, but I can't see who's on just at the minute. Hi, Paul. Hi, Becky. Excuse me eating these sweets, but I'm absolutely starving with hunger. Hi, Stacey. Sky, yes, I want you to still keep the connection. If you can bring anything through, fire it through to me. We tried, Anne-Louise. We were trying to get you on and we couldn't. I don't even know what they are. They're fish, I think, Sandra. I got at the minute, you know, the big thing of sweets I got. Hi, Dan. We had another really good night with the wax readings. I think everybody will. I'm actually going to lift the yellow rose out of my wax and keep it. I've kept the other one, so I'm going to keep that one as well. We had a really good night with the wax readings for those who were on with me. Well, no, you don't surprise me with your abilities. I know you have the abilities, I think. Yeah, I can get that, Sky. Totally. I think we know what all that's about. Sandra's still talking to me. She forgot I couldn't hear her. Hello, Joanne. Hi, Maureen. We have to figure a better way of, I don't know, I have to figure a better way of getting everybody on screen. Because it makes so much difference whenever you can actually see who you're talking to. The connections are better. Yep, the colour blue. That was the flower that you brought through, Sky. Was blue. We had some really strong connections. I was just saying that Emma and Paul would make a fantastic medium couple if they ever got up the confidence to do it, because the two of them together brought an absolute fantastic message through. Diane, does red and white roses mean anything to you? Yep. Sky, 4 is my children and 6 will be including the grandchildren. Diane, does red and white roses mean anything to you? Sorry for those who are on that weren't on the wax readings, but I was trying to get people to connect with other people's loved ones, and they done absolutely fantastic with it. And the connections are obviously still coming through, so that's what I say. It's really a pity that I can't get you all on screen. I need to figure out a way to get everybody on screen. Yeah, you're spot on, Sky. Diane says you're spot on there. I have had a horrendous 2 weeks. I have had a horrendous day today. I let something annoy me that I shouldn't have let annoyed me. And I'm cross with myself that I did let it annoy me. But anyway, you will see that we have a new moderator. Emma is our new moderator. So I want to say a big thank you to Emma for taking the role on. If everybody gives a big what are you sorry for, Sandra? Hi, Joanne. Yeah. A big thanks to Emma for stepping in and taking on the role as moderator, because I can't run the page without a moderator. Facebook doesn't let you run the page without a moderator, and I can't obviously be, if I'm giving out readings, I can't be watching every comment that comes up. The NS 20s or whatever. Oh, you're sorry that I had a bad day. It's my own fault. I shouldn't have let it annoy me the way it did. But I come on here and I give my time because I want to give my time. I don't I really enjoy it, and I want the people that are on the page to enjoy it as well. And I really like that everybody is like a family on here, and that's the way I want it to stay. I don't like falling out, and I don't like arguments and anything like that there. So I'm just gonna put today down to a bad day and not worry about it. But I say Emma has taken over as moderator, and a big thank you to her, because I can't obviously monitor all the Paul, and you and Emma did fantastic bringing in the Northern Ireland and where his ashes were buried and scattered and all that kind of thing. So the two of you would make a fantastic duo if you could get the confidence up to do it. Hi, Bernie. What I might do now and again, if you are interested in doing it, is I might add in like a guest, one of yous every now and again to do like guest medium, and I'll sit back and try to help you where I can, but sort of give you the platform to have a go at it if anybody is interested in doing that. It was my first time doing that. Anne Louise, you done really well. Everybody who did the wax readings, you brought something through that was specific to the person that you were reading for. But if it's something that you would be, interested in, because I know there's about 5 or 6 people on this page who can actually do readings and they don't have the confidence. And if it's something that you would be interested in, I'd maybe bring them on now and again to see if they can read for you. Yeah, he's probably been telling me all day to wise up, Sky, and I had a feeling that something wasn't right, and Samuel actually said to me the other night that he felt something wasn't right as well, so today just proved it. So I'm glad you enjoyed it, Stacey. It is really good fun. You don't need me on to you can practice it. It's something you can practice on your own. Practice on whoever's at home. What I was wanting to do tonight, only we didn't have time to do it, was the tree drawing. The next time I want to, what we do is I want to do tree drawings with you. That's another way of connecting with spirit. Paul, you're fantastic. You really need to stop doubting yourself. You have an ability there that is, hi Mary, you have an ability there, Paul, that really is, it just needs harnessed. You really have. And I can't remember who it was that brought through Sky Spirit Guide, but to do that was something fantastic as well. So see, look at the reading that Paul and Emma are giving to Anne Louise and Diane. Melissa brought through Sky Spirit Guide. That's not something that you just do out of thin air. That's a gift. And every single person that comes on to do it is developing their gift. And that's what that's what I want to do, as well as giving my readings to everybody, which I love doing. I want to try and develop it in everybody else, because everybody else has an ability. They just have to use it. So have we got anybody new on the page tonight, or is it everybody used to being on? I can't see. I see we've got 15 on, but I can't see who's on. So if we've got anybody new who is okay, but in the future I feel like you are going to get a grandchildren in the future, but I have a weird feeling. Oh, Sandra's going to be a granny. Get a grandchildren in the future. I just have a weird feeling. There you go, Sandra. You could be joining me in the granny stakes there, so you could. You don't think Anne Louise has had what? Has Anne Louise not had a reading? Anne Louise, have you not had a reading off me, honey? I think I did a private reading. No, I did a private reading for Anne Louise and her mum. That's how I knew about the Northern Ireland connection and their dad and husband. Whenever Paul started to bring it through. Yeah, I did a private reading for them, and it brought the same gentleman through. That's why when Paul started to talk about it, I knew who it was automatically. Sandra's going to be a granny. Sorry to answer my daughter. You're okay, Melissa. I got the first. Okay, what do you think my daughter's gonna be? I know his name, so if you can tell me, have a go at it. If you think you know what the name is, Sky, have a go at it. Because I do know what he's called. I actually had a star named after him last week as a surprise present for him. I had a star named after his full name. No, it doesn't start with an A. Sorry. You may go back to the drawing board on that one, Sky. Though an A does play a big part in it when you say it, just now, whenever I'm thinking. An A, yeah. An A, whenever you say it, stands out a bit. So it does. Right, have we got no new people on here at all tonight? So if I start reading it, I can read for... Braden. What's Braden? Right, if we've got nobody new, then I'm just going to go with who I'm feeling drawn to. As you come up, then. No, it's not Isaac. Go and get the cards out. I'm going to use a deck that I haven't really used before. No, it doesn't begin with W. If she thought we were playing Guess the Baby's Name, she would have a fit, so she would. These are cards I haven't used before, so we'll see what comes out of these. Her baby is a boy, Sky. But I did have a star named after him last week. I gave it to her this week. Just as something different to have, that she actually has a star named after him. So I just thought it was nice. Considering what I do, I thought it was nice to have a... Because whenever their granny and granda died, especially like my granny, how I explained it to them was that begins with a J. How I explained it to them was if they looked for the brightest sky or the brightest star in the sky, that would be, at that time they call her old granny. So I used to say, if you look for the brightest star in the sky, haven't decided who I'm doing a reading for yet, Melissa. I'm just looking at yous. So yeah, I always say, you know, if you're looking for your loved one or you're missing your loved one, go out and find the brightest star. No, it's not Jamie. No, it's not Jupiter. Go out and look for the brightest star, and that's them. And that always used to bring them comfort and a bit of peace. So it did. So, oh, I've got a flyer card here. So, Jacob, Jude, no. I don't think it's one that you would guess. It's not, no. It's not a name that I would have really heard a lot of. I don't know anybody else called the name, so... It's a bit of a, I suppose, a bit of a unique one. Well, it's not unique, but it's not one that I've heard a lot of. My son about, yeah, you say that to your son about your brother, yeah. Yeah, it's the easiest way I find to explain to children about death, you know. It's not Jaden, no. How do you explain that somebody's not here anymore? So for a child, like, they can visually see the stars, and for you to tell them. Anne Louise Hall gets the gold star. Anne Louise Hall has got it. Anne Louise can go to the top of the class. Anne Louise has got it, so she has. And with that, Anne Louise, I have just pulled cards here, and I think I'm with you, honey. So, if you can listen in. You think you're getting obsessed with all this. Because what it comes, it takes over your life. So it does. No, Anne Louise got the name right, Melissa. I'm with Anne Louise here at the minute. Hi, Anne. Yeah, no, it's an easy way of explaining it to them. Right, I'm with Anne Louise here. Anne Louise, I feel like you've had a bit of no, you're connecting, you could possibly be connecting with Maureen Sky. If you give her some more information, she'll be, if you give Maureen some more information, she might be able to let you know if it's her you're connecting to. Sky. Anne Louise, what I'm seeing here is you've got a lot going on in your mind at the minute. Your mind's got so much going on, and you nearly can't see the light for what's going on in your mind. But it's also telling me, you know, that it's got a massive big angel wing at the back of it, which is telling me, you know, that whatever it is that's going on in your mind at the minute, you can overcome it. Yep, correct. And I can't, these cards are really small, so this probably wasn't a good idea bringing this deck out at night time. It's nearly like you're having a battle with yourself. It's nearly like there's good and there's bad. And this good and the bad's having a battle with each other. And you're trying to find a middle ground with it. But I firmly believe this comes in with your dad again, that your dad is your angel. So your dad's standing in between. Because when you put these two cards together, your mind and the good and the bad that's coming in, your dad's standing in between it. And he's saying, you can cope with this. I'm here with you. You've got to try and settle your mind down. You know the difference between right and wrong. You know, so when you think about it rationally, you know the difference between right and wrong. So you know then what the clear path in front of you should be. And he's telling you to trust your own instincts. Don't go with the crowd. You know, don't go with what everybody else is telling you to do, or what everybody else feels. It's in your own head. You know exactly what road you should be on. He did, Sky. Anne Louise, does that make sense to you, honey? You shouldn't doubt yourself, Anne Louise, is what you're... Thank you, Bernie. I got them done in the hope that my grandson will be born sometime at the start of the week, maybe. She had pains today, so I'm living in hope. you should go with your gut feeling and not doubt yourself, is what he's telling you. He says you were brought up well. Your mum and dad brought you up well. You know the difference between right and wrong. Your gut will never let you down, is what he's saying. You know, with everything that's going on in the situation, and I do feel like there's a good and a bad. And he's saying you know which way to go. He says trust your instincts. Yeah, they did, totally. Oh, he's telling me, you know, he says you were brought up right. You know the difference between right and wrong, so don't struggle with this. He's standing beside you in the path of, you know, what's going on, and he's saying trust your gut, because you know exactly what you should be doing. And I want to leave that. Sorry. Just check to make sure that's not at my house, because the dogs are going mad. No, it's okay, it's not. He's God almighty. That's 100% true, Sky, and I'm not even in Maureen's house. I told her that last night. I don't know if you were on. Sorry for butting in there, Annalise, but I hope that, yeah, take your dad's love with you. Your dad is with you all the time. He's coming through as your guardian angel. He's coming through there with, I don't know if you can see that, with big white wings. You know, and the card that was beside it was good and bad, and your dad's standing right in between. And he's telling you trust your instincts and go with what's right. And I'm going to change cards, because in the dark, the light in this room is absolutely... I'll leave his love with you, Anne-Louise. I'm going to change cards, because in this light I can't even see. That those cards are very light drawings on them. You would need to be doing them during the day when there's proper... That Sky's doing a good job there. Maureen. You could have a wee card, darling. Just wait 2 seconds to change the cards that I can actually see. I don't know who Karen... Hi, Karen. I felt the need to use those cards for Anne-Louise, so the message was right enough for her, but I can't actually... Karen, are you new, honey? Because I don't recall ever seeing your name. Yeah, I'll give you a card. I'm just going to do Sandra first. Sky's doing great there. Sandra's getting all excited now that she's going to be a granny. Right, Sandra, let's see what we've got for you. Let's see if I can bring a baby through for you. It's easier if it's the boys that's having them in a way. You still worry about them, but see, when it's your daughter that's having a baby, oh my word, it is completely different. When John and Amy were having a baby, yeah, you worried about them and you worried that the baby would be here and all the rest of it, and glad to see them. But you see, when it's your daughter, going to have to wait a while, Sandra, then. It could be that the person's in their 20s or 30s. Did you not say you had somebody that was like a thun, Sandra? A wee bit of advice, Sky. You see, if you're bringing through a reading for somebody like you were doing for Maureen there, don't try to connect with anybody until you've finished with one person. So if you finish talking to, if you're, I'm not reading all them. Looks like I'll be here all night. If you're finished your reading with Maureen, let Maureen know that you're finished your reading with her. Before you jump on to anybody else. It's just because it gets confusing then. That's just a wee tip for you. If you're with somebody, stick with them until you can't get any. Oh no, she's just learning, Maureen. Like, she's only 15. She's doing fantastic for her age. It's just just giving her a wee tip that in future, if she's, you know, if you're reading for somebody, finish that reading first before you go off answering anybody else, because you could be missing a message that's coming through. Yeah, she's doing fantastic. She was doing the wax readings earlier on, and they were brilliant, so she was. Right, Sandra. I feel like, Sandra, you've got something going on at the minute, and it's nearly like you want to keep it private. I don't mean that it's anything bad, or but you've got something going on in your mind at the minute that you feel that you just want to keep it private for the time being. Does that make sense? And I feel this is to do with yourself now, nobody else. This is to do with yourself, and it's something, I don't know if you've got an ambition, or you're trying to meet a goal, or you've set yourself something and you haven't told anybody else. This is just in your own mind and you're keeping it private at the minute. And what it's telling me is, you know, protect that dream, because that dream can happen. That thing that you're holding on to you inside is going to happen, but you have to nurture it and work at it. Just because you want to keep it private doesn't mean to say that it's bad or wrong or anything. It just means that you feel the need to keep that to yourself until you get to a place where you feel like you're achieving. If that makes sense. That sounded a bit wishy-washy there to me, so I hope that made sense. What they're also telling me, Sandra, is there's somebody around you and they're telling you that looks are only skin deep, which makes me want to say that there's somebody around you at the minute that's quite fake. And I think you've realised yourself that this person that around you is fake. I'm being told just to kind of keep your, you know, not speak to them, but kind of keep your distance a wee bit from them. Kind of distance yourself off from them a wee bit, because what I'm being given, I'll say, what I'm being given is you've finally seen their bullshit, so your eyes have kind of been opened to them. You didn't see it before, but you're seeing it now. if that makes sense, Sandra. I've kind of froze on my, I think, from the last thing I was saying to you there, so if you can let me know if that bit makes sense to you. If I froze, can somebody put a thumbs up? It does. Okay. Yeah, they're totally telling me. You know who your true friends are, Sandra. You know who the people are you can trust. So you do. And this fake person that's trying to, this fake person that's hanging around sort of the edges is only doing that for their own good, for their own benefit. So I'm not saying like be nasty to them or cut them off. I don't mean that at all. I'm just saying be careful what you say to them, because it's being carried on elsewhere. You know, if it was me, the bare minimum is what I would be telling this person. You know, I wouldn't be telling them anything that you didn't want repeated, or because they're only trying to use information to hurt somebody else, is what I'm being told. Sandra, I don't want to put you on the spot, honey, but because it is quite private, this here, but does this have any connections with my son? No. I'm be showing my son. Is son got anything to do with this, or? Okay, maybe that's something different. I'll park that a minute or two. I don't know why they're showing me my son. Hang on a wee minute or two. Has my son got anything to do with the first bit we were talking about? That you're keeping something private to yourself, or you've got ambition or goal, or can we leave the fake bit at the minute and go back to the first bit? Does my son have anything to do with that? Yeah, okay, that's where that's coming in. Yeah, it's just telling me that that's totally going to happen. They've just brought him in. This sounds because it's my son, that makes me nearly not want to say what they're telling me, but I'm going to say it anyway. Sandra, he's been brought into your life for a purpose, and I feel that the connection that you have with him is the kind of connection you need to reach that ambition and that goal that you have for yourself that you keep private. Jordan's energy and Jordan's personality is what's going to drive you on, is what they're telling me. And I'm totally proud of that, if that's the case, that my son would influence somebody's life like that. That's made me quite emotional, actually. That's that for me has turned into a lovely reading. It's been a pleasure to give you that reading, Sandra, because that really has made me I'm a proud mum, that to think that my son could make such a difference in somebody's life. So yeah, that has totally overwhelmed me there. So it has. I feel a bit emotional with that. So I'm going to have a drink a minute or two and before I read anybody else, because I've never had that come through like that before. He's great. He's a pain in my backside, Sandra. So he is. No, he's not. I love them all. They know I do. So they are. Yeah, that was really emotional, actually. And that was nice. I'll tell you something completely funny to lighten the mood a minute, because that made me feel like I wanted to cry there. I did something really stupid tonight. I bought an electric, I always say, tell your Auntie Sandra. Yeah. Yeah, you're looking out for him. He needs looking out for, bless him. I bought a new electric razor today, or did not today, I found it today, I went looking for it. Did something utterly stupid. I dry shaved in below my arm with the electric razor. Needless to say, it stung like mad. I then went downstairs and the only cream I could find was antiseptic TCP. So I whacked it on. Well, God, did it sting even more after that. Yep. Then I did something even more stupid after that. I didn't realise there was some of the cream. Oh, thanks, Diane. Oh, I hope so, Emma. She was having pains yesterday and today. So if it comes within the next 48 hours, I'll be completely buzzing. Sky, you call her Auntie Sandra. That'll make her day. She'll love that. Yeah, I was telling you about the TCP cream. I then forgot, obviously I have long nails. I forgot I had some in below my nails. And I touched my tongue. And now my whole mouth is numb with the TCP. So it is. So, needless to say, I won't be making that mistake again. Though, boys, it took, it's a new thing. It's a new thing that come out. It's like 3 round heads, and you go round like this here with it. I had my legs shaved in 2 minutes. Normally in the shower it takes me, this is like too much information, but I'm lightening the mood. So normally in the shower it takes me about half an hour. I had my legs shaved in 2 minutes. So I had. It was fantastic. And it was fantastic until I took the stupid notion of doing them below my arms, and then I'll use the razor for that from now on. So I will. I hate shaving my legs. That's like a chore of the century, so it is. I'd actually pay somebody to do that. That's how much I hate it. Yep. You can call anybody on here that you want your Auntie Sky, because everybody's fine, everybody's friends. Right, Karen. Is Karen still with me? Oh God, Karen. Is Karen still with me? If Karen's still with me, can you say hello? Because I've just had 3 jumping cards there the minute I said Karen's name. But I can't see her anywhere. I'm not joking you, the tip of my tongue is numb. I can't feel it from the antiseptic cream. Is Karen still on? Karen Gibbons. I can't see her anywhere. Does anybody see a Karen Gibbons on? Emma, can you see a Karen Gibbons? Because I can't see who's on. No. Nope. Right. We'll put these cards back. So we will have Karen's disappeared. Who else asked me for a reading? I did see a few people. Whenever Karen... You can't what, Sandra? Oh, see her. I can't see her. No, she must have gone because I've gone down to 14 people. So she maybe did. Bernie, yeah, that's okay. She maybe didn't like me talking about me wax or me shaving, but I have to lighten the mood today somehow. Today has been horrible. I've hated every minute of today. Georgina asked and Melissa asked. So that was Georgina, Melissa and Bernie. And Mary's wanting... Right, Bernie, I'll do you first, honey, because you were... Pardon? What, Georgina? I've hated every minute of today, so anything that lightens the mood today is fantastic. That's fine, you write it all down and send it to her. It's fantastic that the information's still coming through, Georgina, so yeah, you asked for a reading, I think, did you not? If you didn't, it doesn't matter, but if you Bernie, has something been going on that you've been needing answers to? And you've been like researching, or you're up after Bernie, well, so you are, so keep an eye out, Georgina. I'm doing Bernie now. Is there something, Bernie, going on, yeah, that you've been researching or looking an answer for? I feel like you need to do this research. This research is something in order for you to find balance in your life. You need to do this. You need to find out absolutely everything you can. Yeah, Paul. Yeah, have to, everything that's going on, you need to make sure you're well read about it, is what I'm being told. And what they mean by that is make sure you're up to speed with everything. Because I feel it's nearly like somebody's going to question you about it, and you need to be able to fire the answers off. If I have time, I don't know what time it is, Joanne. It's 10:30. I'll see how long my battery lasts for. Bernie, does that make sense, darling? Night night, Anne-Louise. Thank you for joining us on the Zoom. It was a pleasure to have you and your mum with us. You're welcome anytime. Bernie, what they're telling me is that whatever this is that you're trying to find the answer to, there's somebody coming behind you, nearly waiting for you to trip up on it, if that makes sense. So you need to have your answers ready to go. You need to be able to know what it is you're talking about, is what they're saying. And they're saying you'll find the answers in like a book or reading about it. So you need to read up on whatever it is, if that makes sense. Yeah. And once you find out everything that you need to know, you'll find more peace within yourself. But I get the feeling that there's this person behind you who's how do you say this? They're a wee bit annoying. I'm not saying that they're bad or but they're kind of annoying. It's like it's like somebody who's chirping in your ear all the time, and you kind of need to put them in their place and I feel the way that you'll do that is by whatever knowledge you learn. They're kind of, I can't explain it, like they're like chirping in the background, and they're like waiting for you to slip up. So the more that you knowledge that you can have about the situation, if they ask you something, you can answer it straight away, and not give them the satisfaction to be able to say, oh, she doesn't know anything about that, or she's not doing that right, or that's the feeling I'm getting, that you nearly have to be 2 steps in front of them. Does that make sense, Bernie? That's good. As long as you can take that. I'm not getting anybody from Spirit through, Bernie. That's just the psychic cards. But as long as you can take that, my advice to you is to keep 2 steps ahead of them. Don't let them get the better of you. And I'll leave that message with you, because at the minute there's definitely nobody coming through spiritually for you. I think tonight, I was going to say he's not there, but he is there. I can actually see him. I was going to say, I don't know if he's showing up tonight. I think he's got a bit of a huff with me because of the situation earlier. But no, he's there. I can see him. I'll send you a PM about it, what it is, and that certainly won't. Yeah, you keep 2 steps in front of them. Most definitely. Don't let them get the better of you. Georgina, are you still with me, darling? Or are you still... Do you want me to leave you to do what you're doing for Emma? Because I can come back to you. Right. We'll do Georgina. Okay. Hi, Teresa. That's good. You make sure you pass that on, my old Georgina. Oh my good gracious. Got so many. I'm not reading all them cards. Looks like I'm here all night if I read all them. Let's see what they're chucked at me, if I can make sense. I'm not reading them all, but if I can make sense of... Hi, Hells! If you want to jump on, Hells, you're more than welcome. No, you're okay. If you want to jump on, you're more than welcome. We did a bit of a Zoom earlier on, and we're just having a... Yeah, these cards totally make sense, Georgina. What they're telling me is that your abilities are coming in with abundance, and you have to use them with pure intention. If you're going to use this here, it has to be for the better good. And I feel like there's a coming together of like minds, and I already know this, so what these cards are telling me isn't something that I don't already know, and it's something that you don't already know. Yeah, it's going to come in and you'll shine from within, but you have to come together with people and use it with pure intention and safety and wisdom, like you're doing at the minute. Oh, bless him. Sending him lots of love. Tell him his Auntie Audrey's sending him cuddles. I think, Georgina, your abilities is going to take off, honey. You really are going to surprise yourself. The stuff that is coming through to you already. Everybody in this group has got an ability. There's nobody. I think everybody on is like my regulars who come on at the minute, and every single one of you have an ability to do something. It's just focusing in on that and learning how to harness it properly, and finding out who your spirit guides are and working with them, and that will all come to you. Like tonight, like Sky got an amazing gift of finding out who her spirit guide was, and now that she knows who it is, you know, she'll be able to talk to that voice. What's a disability? Yeah, mine's a Sandra, you're coming on absolutely brilliant. You need to stop doubting yourself. You're just coming on fantastically. So it is. Even the sausage meant something, so don't doubt yourself. That reading that you did was fantastic. The sausage meant something, so as I said to you before, even if it sounds silly, just say it, because it's never wrong. It comes from within you, it comes from your gut, so it's not wrong. So it's not. Melissa, I wish or Georgina even, I wish I could tell you more. Say the spirits aren't playing ball with me tonight. I don't know what's happened with them. I'm just using the cards tonight. But they're telling me that, you know, that this is going to come to you naturally, and it's getting easier, and you need to listen to what your gut's telling you. And you also have a spirit guide yourself who is helping you. It will come to you. You know, can I ask, are you, when you're doing this, Georgina, is it like a voice you're hearing? Is it, you know, what way are you hearing this whenever it's coming to you? Whenever stuff's coming to you, Georgina, what way do you hear it? Is it like a voice in your head, or do you hear somebody talking? Images, yeah, that's how my daughter got hers. She closed her eyes and she was able to see the images in front of her. Okay, Bernie, I can't answer at the minute, but as soon as I come off this, I'll reply to you. So, everybody's different. Everybody has an ability. Some people can hear, some people can see, some people have the sense of smell, some people have, yeah, Morgan does that, but she doesn't like doing it, so she shies away from it. She's not keen on it. It kind of scares her a wee bit, but that's how she works. She sees the pictures and puts them together, whereas I can actually hear when they talk to me, and I can see as well, but only when they want me to. I don't see all the time. I see he's come back stronger up here, so spirit might come wandering in at some point. So I feel he's been huffing with me a bit today. Then I've been kind of huffing with him because I was kind of doubting, to be honest. I had a dream the other night that my friend's daughter has had her baby the next morning. She's telling me, she, can you have a dream well that my daughter has her baby? Because I'd be over the moon. Only one I seen was your dad, but I feel they come to my right side. Yeah, they come, even though he sits on my left side here all the time, he sits up here. when I hear them talking, they're always on my right side. It's always my right ear. Even when I get smell, feeling images and smells, it's very rarely I would get a smell unless it's something that they want me to particularly smell. Very, very rarely would it be a smell, or a taste. I don't usually like taste anything. They do occasionally touch me, and that freaks me out. I really hate that, especially if we're on the ghost hunts, because that just completely freaks me out. And I'll say to them repeatedly, please, don't touch me. Images, yeah. There's sometimes I surprise myself. I'm sitting here talking and things come out of my mouth, and that's why I write it down, because if I didn't write it down, when I go on to read somebody else, I completely forget what I've been talking about before. So I could give you a reading, move on to somebody else, and you could come back to me and ask me about that reading, and because I write it down, then I know what I've been talking about. But if I didn't write it down, I don't remember the reading before. It's like you get a mind blank of, you focus on that one reading, and then once you've finished that reading, what's 3 days, Sandra? This is Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. She goes on Tuesday. She goes on Tuesday to get her date for just to be in Just, Sandra. So they might take her in on Tuesday. I would love that. Maureen, you're only seeing at the minute, but if you can see, you'll be able to hear them as well. And I think you're doubting yourself there, because you can feel them touching you as well. I know for a fact you felt Adrian touch you, because he's telling me he's touched you, and you know he's touched you. Yeah, nighttime would be my worst for it. If I was teaching some of them how to close it down, if I don't make it clear to them that, right, I'm closing the door now, and I don't want you to contact me until I open that door again. Because I used to get into bed, and the minute I get into bed, it started off with like a buzzing in my ear. You're welcome, Georgina. It started with a buzzing in my ear, and that's how I know that they're going to start talking to me. And I'm getting into bed and wanting to settle down to sleep, and that's when they think they're going to start talking to me. You have to set boundaries with them nearly. It's like children, because they figure out that you can talk to them and they can interact with you, so that they're like children. They want to do it all the time. Scratches on your back, yeah, that can happen too. I was in a graveyard doing a ghost hunt in a graveyard, and the girl jokingly said, if there's anybody here, touch Audrey. And I ended up with 3 big scrapes on the back of my neck. I've actually got a photograph somewhere. If I can find it, I'll put it up somewhere for you. But that's just, yeah, they can totally physically do that. So they can. I've got a feeling though, Maureen, that you have to make it clear to them, Georgina, that you don't want them touching you. That's the first thing I say when I'm out in the ghost hunt. Whenever we always prepare before we go live or anything. So we do. And the first thing I'll say to them is, right, you can come through to me, I'll interact with you, I'll talk to you, but do not touch me. And you'll find the ones who do touch you or aren't pleasant entities. They are not pleasant people. They do not respect boundaries. And I think, Maureen, that's a bit of what's going on with you there. I think it's not necessarily people that you know that have crossed over. I think something has gone on in your house that has evoked nearly if you touch me at my age, that's called getting lucky, Audrey. Believe you me, Sandra, you don't want them touching you. It's the most, I can't even describe. It's like ice cold fingers. So it is, yeah, it's nearly like something's been evoked, Maureen. I don't know if you have done that intentionally or somebody else in the house has done that intentionally. I don't know if a Ouija board has ever been used in your house. I'm not saying by you necessarily. Yeah, Sandra, it is like pure ice. I can't even, if you can imagine the coldest feeling. I don't know if it's you, Maureen, or somebody else around you, or I'm being told about a Ouija board. It's like it's opened a portal. I don't know if this was done and like they were having a laugh and a carry on with it and thought that this was a good idea to have a nearly use it as a game. I put sage in my house everywhere. Yeah, the sage. Salt is a good way of getting rid of it as well. If you put salt in the four corners of each room. I don't mean like masses of salt, if you know what I mean. If you just put like a wee pinch of salt round this here's sage. Hang on a minute, I was showing it to you the other night. This is sage. So it is. You light this and it burns and it'll like a white smoke will come off it and you waft it around. So you do. But it smells like weed, Georgina, just in case you're gonna get it and feel like doing it. I'll warn you in advance, when you light it, it smells like weed. You can get it in, you know, the incense burners that you use with the wee cones. You can get, you know, like the backflow burners and things, and you can get wee cones of sage, or you can get sage incense candles, and you can, yeah, the neighbours will be talking. My kids come in and they'll go, "Mama, you've been at that sage again." And I say, "How do you know that?" It's just 'cause it smells like weed in here. The rapping is the worst. I don't mind them making noise, to be fair. I kind of ignore it now, so I do. The worst thing, the worst thing that was going on in here was the TV kept going on and off in the bedroom. It was an absolute nightmare. It went off about 3 times one night, and I had to get actually out of bed and make sure unplug every bit of it so that it couldn't work. And the best thing of it all was the batteries were out of the, because I dropped the controller before I went to sleep, and the batteries I can hear a song in my head, Maureen. Not necessarily anybody singing, as in their voice singing, but I do get songs placed with me, and it's usually a song that means something either to the person that's passed over or to the person that I'm reading. And Paul's face is just I'm going to jump to Paul here a wee minute, because for some reason, Paul's profile picture just jumped out at me there. So I'm going to stop talking a wee minute and go back to the cards, because I don't know why that happened. Paul's... Sky's going to sing for the Queen. That's what my lot say to me. Morgan will go to me, are you in there talking to all them flipping dead people? And because I've got so many crystals and stuff, she says, she won't come in here. She says, I'm not going in there with all that flipping dead people and stuff going on. So believe it or not, Paul, the same cards that came out for Georgina, if you're being shown a red ribbon floating, that is for somebody. It'll mean something to whoever you're reading for, Georgina. If it's just come into your mind, it has to have something to do with you. If you've been thinking about something else, it'll have something to do with that person. You need to ask them what a red ribbon means to them. Paul, believe it or not, the exact same cards that came out for Georgina have exactly come out for you again. I've got them right here in front of me. And the message is the exact same, is that your ability is coming and you have to use it with a pure intention. You're going to have wisdom, and I feel, Paul, if you want to, we'll add you into the chat that we're in. Talk to Emma about it, and we'll see how it develops, because I think this is going to develop for you. The tree of wisdom's come in, and it's coming with pure intention. And I've said to everybody on here, if you're going to do this, you have to do it as a white light reader. If you're coming on in here to learn how to develop this, to take it on, to do something that I wouldn't be comfortable with, then I wouldn't be comfortable teaching you anything about it. It's my best way of saying, I'm passing on what I can, so that what show are you on, Drew Lee Nichols? I don't know who you are. It's Honey, I'm sorry. You have to do it with pure intention. You really have to. You all know that my spirit guide is, and I come on and give the readings, and I do it with DNTV. It's okay. You'd have to message me, Drew. I'm not being cheeky, but I really haven't a clue what you're talking about, honey. Are you new with us, Drew? But Paul, in all seriousness, this is going to take, and I've said it before, Paul and Emma together, I think, that's something I think we will really work on. Paul, you done fantastic tonight. The wax, I'm putting the cards aside again because I'm actually enjoying the chat with you tonight more than the readings. Like we've had a real mixed bag this week. I've taken you on a ghost hunt with me. You've enjoyed for anybody who hasn't watched the ghost hunt, please go to the end bit of the ghost hunt where we put on the green grid, because oh my god, I have never in my life seen two spirits try to form themselves the way they did in the green grid. It was unbelievable. I've never had that happen before, so if you haven't watched it, it's on the page, go back and watch it. Yeah, it was amazing. I've never ever seen two spirits actually try to form themselves up. You could actually see their arms moving, and it was unbelievable. It really was unbelievable. So I've had you on a ghost hunt with me this week. Tonight we taught you how to do the wax readings. I always enjoy doing that because I love to hear how well yous are coming on with your own spiritual journeys. Did you watch the one this week, Sandra? You need to watch the one this week. I am telling you. It's scary from the start, but fast forward it to the bit where the green grid is at the end, and you'll go to bed scared tonight. Oh, thanks, Anne. Yeah, Emma, I know what you're going to say, so yeah, you can talk to me after. Sandra, I'm telling you, it was absolutely out of this world. Amazing. You really need to go and watch it, so you do. It was in the morgue part, so it was, and it was like these two figures were going about their work. So they weren't causing any harm, or they weren't interfering with me, or we just caught them going about their work, and they were actually forming themselves up and showing themselves. So they were, it was brilliant. But I say, we give you a mixed bag. Like we did the ghost hunt, and tonight we did some card readings, but normally spirit comes through. Hi, Kaylee. Normally spirit comes through. Yeah, I enjoyed the ghost hunt. The ghost hunt was like a last minute kind of thing that we just decided to do, and those are usually the best ones, and it turned out it was. We caught some fantastic stuff, so we did. I always enjoy the Zoom because I like to see who I'm talking to. I hate this here where I'm sitting talking and all I can do is read messages. I prefer it. We're going to have to figure out some way to properly do, I don't know whether it be with Zoom or Messenger, or I don't know, or what does WhatsApp even do? I don't know. I'm going to try and figure some better way out where I can actually see who I'm talking to, because it makes so much difference. It makes the connection better as well. It gives me a better sense of who I'm connected to. Just while I'm talking to you here, I've got a young lad coming through, and that's the way that he's. Normally I would say I've got a young boy coming through, but no, he's saying a young lad, so that would make me believe that this young person died quite Drew, honey, I'm not being funny, but I don't normally take links on the page. if you private message me, Emma, can you sort that, darling? This young lad, which makes me believe that this young boy died, like, I want to go back a lot of years when they would have talked about lads, if you know, rather than young boys. So I feel like this, he's calling himself a young lad, would have died quite young, but going back to probably like your granny's age, if that makes sense to anybody. Or if you've got elderly parents, like going back to your parents' age. No problem, Drew. If you PM me, certainly I'll have a look at it. It's Audrey Foster. Or if you'd want to do it through the page, but if you want to private message me, it's Audrey Foster. Going back to this young boy, can anybody take this young boy on? Because he's quite insistent. He's saying that there's somebody on here who'll be able to take this. I want to either go to your, like, if you've got elderly parents, like to their age, or to like grandparents' age. And this young, I can see this young man standing with like bare feet and like trousers that are like 3/4 length. And he's got like a shirt with the sleeves rolled up and like a waistcoat on, and he's got like a cap on. I was finishing up for Emma and I got it then and you said it, so maybe for Emma. This is the image I'm getting. I'm going back a brief while, because if you as I say, he's standing, I can see him barefoot, and he's got on like 3/4 length trousers and like a shirt rolled up at the sleeves, and he's got like a waistcoat on, so he has, I think it's like a bucket he's carrying, and he's got like a cap on his head. What was very creepy. Am I picking up on something that you're reading, Emma or Georgina? Emma, is this making any sense to you, darling? Yeah, he wasn't old, Maureen. He would have been, yeah, Stan. You saw it, oh, right, okay. Georgina saw it and then I said it, okay. Yeah, I can see this. I can see him. He's standing. I can see like a photograph of him. So I don't know if there's like a photograph of him in the house, or you've seen a photograph of this young boy before. Like this is like a photograph that's literally been shown to me. I would say he is about 14 maybe-ish. He's definitely in his teens. He's not like a young, like he's calling himself a young lad. So I would say about 14. It's like he's come in from outside with this bucket. But he's barefoot. He's got no shoes on. I want to go back to like Maureen, how old would my granny and granda be, do you know? How old would Granny and Granda Cotter have been? I want to go back to that sort of age, so we'll be going back. My mum is 78, so that would be going back nearly about 100 years. Come back and rewatch it, Sandra. Come back. Sure, you know I'll probably be back on tomorrow night. You'll not miss anything. When I get weekends, when I'm here on my own. Yes, yeah, so I'll be going back at least 100 years or more. Yeah, because Mount Liz is 90 something, so 100 plus years I'm going to go back here with this young boy, so you're going to stay. Emma, do you know anything about the history of, yeah, she'd have been over 100. Emma, do you know anything about the history of your house? I'm seeing like a picture of this young boy. I literally can see, I literally can see his picture. It's as if there's a picture of him somewhere. It was built in a graveyard. Oh, flip's sake. Right, okay. Well, I think you've got, Maureen is my cousin, Sandra, so she is. Her husband was my cousin. Well, she's my cousin. It doesn't matter. It's all the same. She's my cousin. This young boy comes in visitation to your house, Emma. But I feel he's coming in, he's coming in a sense that it would have been something that he would have done. Yeah, I feel like whatever it is he's coming in, it's nearly like he's coming in from like a milking parlour or something. And he's going about his daily routine of what he would have done. So that's why you're seeing him in the house. Because he's repeating what he would have done when he was alive. I'm asking him why he's showed himself to me, or what he's why he's shown me, and it's just literally to let you know that he's about the house and that you can see him. Oh, okay. Maureen, would I know this person? Because I literally am seeing a photograph that I swear to God I have seen before somewhere. This photograph, I don't know where, but I swear I have seen this photograph somewhere before. Or I've dreamt, if not, I've dreamt about it or something, because I've definitely seen this photo in my head. I've seen this photo somewhere before on your mum's side. No, he won't bother you. He's what is called a residual energy. He's not going to do any harm. He's literally just going about his day-to-day business. If anything, you're in his way. He's not going to bother you. He's just going about his day-to-day life, so he is. He's literally just stepped forward to let you know that he's there, and he's not doing any harm. He's just going about his daily life, so he is. Maureen, did your uncle, I take it it's your uncle, hold on a minute, go back, did your uncle work on a farm? Or if he didn't work on a farm, would he have been like carrying water or something for something? I don't know. I have a feeling that whatever's in his bucket is like water, and he's carrying water to something. But I feel that he did. I never met him because he died so young. I have a feeling this was his work, if you know what I mean. He worked from quite a young age. But whatever he was doing with the water in the bucket, that's weird because I'm seeing like the same picture. I don't know where I would have seen. I think Mum told me he carried his wee lunch pail. Could have been. I feel like there's like water in it. Yeah, you have a cracking headache because you have been working so long trying to bring spirit through. What you need to do is, what I said to your mum before, Sky, is close it down. You know, go into the room and close the door and say to them, you know, you've brought people through. The headache is literally because you've been working so hard to bring spirit through. You need to close it all down. I've showed you before how to do that. If you go in your mind into a darkened room and there's a door open and the door's open wide and you can see bright light behind the door, and if you slam the door hard and say to them, thank you for working with me, I'll look forward to working with you again. But now you need to stay where you are and I stay where I am, and I'm going to lock the door, and when I reopen the door, then that's when you can come back to me again. And that's literally how I do it. Yeah, that's literally how I do it. I don't know if it'll work for everybody, but that's how I do it. So it is. It's 11:15, folks, so I think it's bedtime. So it is. I need to go and see if my dogs have ripped apart downstairs while I've been up here. So I do. I know we've been on since 8 o'clock. The night flies whenever we're enjoying it and everybody's interacting with each other. Night night, darling. But I have really enjoyed your company tonight. I enjoyed the wax readings. I enjoyed you listening to you, letting me witter on and moan and complain. And I've enjoyed the spirits that have come through as well. I always have a good night whenever I come on to talk to you. So, and that's the way I want this page to be. I want this page to be somewhere where everybody enjoys coming on and looks forward to coming on. And I think that's what I need to take from this tonight, is that I've got so many people who follow this, and Yeah, I'll PM as soon as I come off here. If there's any messages, I'll read them, and I'll reply. So I will. Okay, I'll say night night, and I will talk to you all, possibly tomorrow at some point. Night night.